We're going to talk about median and mode. But before we talk about that, let's go back to our previous lesson over mean. Mean is average. It's like the average. What is the average score, average person going to be doing? Carlos earned $23, $29, $25, $16, and $17 working at an ice cream shop after school. What is the mean or average amount he earned? So I take all the dollar amounts and level it off. The average amount will be what? So again, how do you do average or mean? You take the numbers and you add up all the numbers and divide by how many numbers there are. So I take all 5 numbers and add them up and divide by 5. So 23 plus 29, oh goodness, 52. 25 plus 16 is 41 and 17. It adds up to 10, 110. 110 divided by 5 is $22 is the average. So if I take some money from $29 and bring it down to $16, take some money from $25 and bring it down to $17, take $1 and move it down to $16, it'll be $22. So the average amount he gets paid is $22 per day, average, or mean. So all of these, what we're going to be talking about is median, mode, and mean. They're all called measures of center because they're all about the center of a scores. So if you take the scores and you graph it, you'll notice that most of the scores are in the center of it. So what is mean? Mean is the average you're used to. We just practiced that. Is where you add up all the numbers and then divide by the number of numbers. Median is the middle or halfway point. In Spanish, there's a word called mediano or medio. Medio is the halfway point. That means half of the numbers are below, half of the numbers are above. So median is the middle value in the list of numbers. To find a median, your numbers have to be listed in numerical order. You have to put them from least to greatest. And then you find the one right in the smack middle. The mode is the value that occurs most often. It's the number you see mostly all the time. If no number is repeated, then there is no mode. Sometimes there are 2 modes, so it's called bimodal. We're not really using that word. 6th grade, but I'm just saying. So the mean, median, and mode are called measures because they describe the center of the set of data. So we're going to take what we've learned and apply it to all these. The McMean Junior High Yearbook Class has been tracking sales from 2008 to 2014. The table below shows the number of school yearbooks sold each year. Using the table, list the number of yearbooks sold from least to greatest. Well, 101 is the least. Must be the economy or something. We have 159 twice. Then we have 212, 251, 267, and 307. So I put them from least to greatest. What is the median? Median is the halfway point. So the way I do it is I cross out cross, cross. What's going to be the halfway point of this? 212 is the halfway point. So what does that mean again? If it's the halfway point, that means half of the numbers are below and half of the numbers are above it. This is right here at 50 percentile. What is the mode? Which number occurs most often? The number that occurs mostly is 159 because it repeats twice, unlike any other number. We could find mean. I'm not going to do it, but the mean, I would take a calculator to do it. Is you add up all 8 numbers, divide by 8. The table below shows the number of customers who use the self-checkout registers at Walmart store each month. So what is the median of the number of customers who use? So median. Are the numbers in order? Shucks, of course not. 442, 462, 468, 476, 480, 480. Just keep track. There are 6 numbers here. Make sure you have 6 numbers in your list from least to greatest. So which one will be in the median or halfway point? Oh no, it's right here. It's between 468 and 476. Some kids can guess. Some people can guess and actually get it. If I had to take a guess, I know it's going to be 470 something. Halfway point is 470 something. But you know what? If I can't do it, if I can find the average of this, I can take these 2 numbers, 468 plus 476, and I can divide that by 2. to find the halfway point of that. If you take 468 plus 476, it adds up to 14 carried to 1 is 14 carried to 1. 944 divided by 2. 944 divided into 2 parts is 472. I kind of guessed that. I knew it was going to be 470 something. So 472 is the halfway point of 468 and 476. Another way, if you do not want to do all this or find the average of it, you could do it this way. I'm going to teach it this way. What number comes after 468? 469, 470, 471, 472, 473, 474, 475, and we stop at 476. So it starts at 468 and goes all the way to 476. So what is in the center of this? 472. You can write them all out to find out. It's not the most efficient, but it does work. You can write them all out and find what's right in the direct halfway point of this. The median is the halfway point of this. That means half of the numbers are above 472, half of the numbers are below 472. Coldplay performed concert from 2005 to 2014. Here are the table. Put them from least to greatest. 168, 145, 168 twice. Oops, 162 goes here. Whoops. Erase, 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 erase. Let's do it again. 145, 162, 162, 168, 168. Am I correct? Let's see. 145 cross out. 2, 162, 2. Good. Yay. 172, 172. And all the 3 180s. Let's make sure I'm correct. There are 10 numbers. Do I have 10 numbers on my list? I do have 10 numbers. So I put it from least to greatest. Summarize the number of concerts using the measures center. What is the median? Median is the middle halfway point. Halfway point. Halfway point will be somewhere right here, I believe. 5 numbers to the left, 5 numbers right, halfway point. So I can do this in my head actually. What's halfway between 168 and 172? I believe it's 170. If you don't believe me, 168, 172, 169, 171, 170 is the halfway point. Mode. Which number occurs most often, repeated the most? 180 repeated 3 times, unlike any other number. So again, these are all measures of center because they're all pretty much are together around. Find the mean. In the sake of time, I'm going to use my calculator. So if I take 145 and I add it to 162, 162, 168, 168, 172 to 172 to 180 to 180 to 180. So what am I doing with my calculator? In mean, I am adding up all of those numbers up. So this is what I got. I'm divided by how many numbers? By, you know what? I will use the thing. It adds up to 1,689. I have to divide it into 10 parts. So it goes in 1 time, 68. How many 10 groups of 10 go 68? 6 times. How many groups of 10 go 89? 8 times. 9. How do I get rid of this remainder? Add a 0.0. Can 10 go on 90? Bring it down. Can 10 go on 90? 9 times. So it's 168.9 is the mean. So what can I summarize this? Well, I can say that half of the scores were below 170 and half of them were above 170. Oh, concerts, half of the concerts were below 170, half of the concerts were above 170. I can say that most people, they mostly had 180 concert. They perform 180 concert most often. This is my summary on this one. And my last summary is, if I take up all the scores, the average year, they'll perform about 169 times. And that's it. So what is mean, median, and mode? These are all measures of center. They all center around each other. So mode is the number that most repeats. Median is middle-ish halfway point. So half of the numbers are below, half are above. Mean is where you take all the numbers and add them up and find the average of it by dividing by how many numbers there are.